Okay, friends, I think the time has come to go find this February 2016 article. So let's hop out of here, hop on to Google. U.S. obesity climbs to record high in 2015. All right, Gallup. Here we go, right here. U.S. top of the hits here. It also looks like it's been called by Vending Market Watch, the Fiscal Times, Beetlebark, and who knows, however many others. Okay, so let's take a look at this. February 12th, 2016, same one. Okay, well-being. This must be the subcategory, well-being. Okay, 2008. Okay, those two data points remind me of the graphic we saw earlier. In the U.S., 28% of adults are obese. That's a strong claim. We'll come back to that in a second. Diabetes rate, forget diabetes. We're just talking about obesity. I want to take a quick side note. Things like obesity are often tied to things like diabetes. I'm not saying that's not an important note right here. It's just not important for what we're learning about right now, which is margin of error. As a matter of fact, I want to scroll down. There's going to be a lot of information in this based on the size of this little scroll bar over here. So I'm going to scroll down until I find the margin of error. They've brought race into it. Link between obesity and diabetes. Yep. There's the percentages. Difference in percentages. Implications. Survey methods. Okay, so let's take some time right now and just focus on these survey methods. These results of this entire study are based on telephone interviews conducted January 2nd to December 30th in each year from 2008 through 2015 as part of the Gallup Healthways Wellbeing Index, with a random sample of 350,000 adults in 2008 to 2012 and over 175,000 adults in 13 to 15. 18 and older, which is the definition of an adult, living in all 50 states and the District of Columbia. 4 results based on the total sample of national adults. The margin of sampling error is plus or minus 0.2 points at the 95% confidence level. Now, ignore everything below, because below they're getting too detailed. They're getting into different kinds of margins of error, and I don't want to chat about that. So what I want to chat about right now, let's go back. I took a screen cap of this to put it in our PowerPoint, and let's go through each of the points of the survey methods. Results are based on telephone interviews. Okay, I always suspect telephone interviews, but this is unfortunately how a lot of these studies are done these days. The problem that I have with telephone interviews is the fact that you end up with a non-random sample. They claim it's a random sample of over 350,000 adults. When you hear the phrase random sample, or I did a random sample, that means that anybody, any U.S. adult, would have the chance of being in the sample. That's the easiest and most correct definition of what a random sample is. Well, here's the problem. If you use a telephone to call people, they have to pick up the phone in order to be included in the sample. Now, I don't know about you. If I get a phone call from a number I don't recognize, I don't answer it. And if it was Gallup Healthway calling me to take a survey, I wouldn't call them back. So I have a problem with telephone interviews, which makes me suspect the data already. But you know what? We're going to give them a hall pass on that, because I'm not here to talk about sampling methodology. That's really more of a stats 244 topic. I want to talk about this margin of error, which we're getting to. They got a lot of people, 350,000 people, and later on, I guess their budget got cut, and they only had, I guess, costs for half as many, 175,000. That is a lot. Just FYI, that is a huge sample. Especially for polls. Many polls, if you poke around through Gallup, are based on 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000 people, which is fine. Small samples are fine, so long as they're quality samples. But I fear this poll suffers from quality issues as well. But that doesn't matter. We're going to give them a hall pass on that too, because I want to talk about what this 0.2 0.2 points sampling error means. 0.2 points sampling error. I'm going to mention quickly 95% confidence. That is a very standard statistical term, and I will give you an optional quiz if you want to dive into that. That is also a Math 244 topic. If you've seen 95% confidence and want to dive in, we'll take a look at it later. Okay, so what I want to chat about is this margin of sampling error. Margin of error. 0.2 points. What is that all about? Let's take a deeper look next.